Well, hey, good morning. It's 8 a.m., January 26th, 2022, on the east coast of the United States. 48 degrees and showers out there, but they're supposed to stop in an hour or so. And it says it's going to go up into the low 60s today, but it's probably going to remain damp, so I've got long sleeves on. Well, sorry I'm running late this morning. Decided to take a bath when I got up. That was nice. I feel nice and warm and cozy now. So, I said that I would tell you about some more about milk frothing. So this is what I learned, okay? Milk that has higher fat makes a creamier froth. Milk that has a higher protein makes a froth that lasts longer. Different milks are affected differently by temperature. And interestingly, like with almond milk, that's on the low part of the temperature scale. In other words, if you heat it up too high, it can kind of ruin the froth. Okay, so I've got the 30-calorie almond milk. And remember, we were talking about, let me get this out of here. We were talking about this 80-calorie almond milk and speculating, what is it that it won't froth? Well, one of the things is it's got 12 grams of added sugars. Gee whiz. So, yeah, it's got almond milk, then the next ingredient, cane sugar, okay? And did you know, well, first of all, I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. None of my friends wanted it, so down the drain, okay? Nobody's going to drink this. Alrighty, so I didn't realize this. I'm going to crush that down there. Give it a good hip bump. I didn't realize this, but apparently, almond milk is only 2% almonds. Do you know what it mostly is? It's mostly water. Isn't that something? Now, that's one of the reasons why it doesn't, some milks don't do a whole lot of frothing. It only has like 1 gram of protein, about 2.5 grams of fat. Also, it does have additives in it. It's not just almonds and water. So it's got, for example, it's got different kinds of what are called gums in there that help to thicken it up and help it to stay together so it doesn't just totally separate. Well, here I am running my mouth when I should be warming up some almond milk. Now, another thing that makes a difference is I'm using a milk frother that heats the milk and is spinning it around with a little spring. So it's incorporating air into it, and it's also, just agitating it. And what happens is bubbles form, and then the protein and the fat sort of gather around the bubbles to prevent them from just bursting. And depending on the amount of protein or fat, that affects the size of the bubbles and how strong they are. Okay, and how tightly knit together they are, how close together they are. So, if you froth your milk with a steam wand, like you see them do in the coffee shops where they'll take a little pitcher that has milk in it and they'll have this wand, it's kind of like, like this, and they'll go shh, shh, and it's sending steam into the milk, which is not just heating it up, but it's also incorporating air into that milk to make the bubbles. So depending on, okay, some people also have one of those handheld blenders, you know, with a little blender blades they put down in their milk, and they mix it really, really fast, and that incorporates air. Some people put it in a jar and shake it up, and that incorporates air and makes bubbles. So, you know, when I'm talking to you about frothing milk, I don't know what method you're using, but the point is that the higher protein and the higher fat you have, the creamier and more longer lasting will be your froth. But again, you know, this is just, it's a comparison thing, because you saw, for example, and you will see, I've got this 30 calorie per cup almond milk. Now, one thing is, if I had had a steam wand to froth this with, I could have moved it up and down so that I pretty much got all froth and not also liquid milk. So, you know, that's the method you're using. It's difficult to address what's going to happen with your froth without knowing the method you're using. And also, some of these milk frothers, like this one, heats up to 150 degrees. Actually, I read that for almond milk, the best temperature is 130 degrees. So there's so many different variables, but look, that's great. I'm real happy with that. So let me go ahead and brew some espresso into this. Okay, I'll get my machine heating up here. You can see this light flashing. Oh, now the big decision. I'm gonna get myself some more original line coffees here. Oh, let's see, how about, decisions. What is this here? Is this, okay, Roma. This is Roma, Inspirazione, Roma. And let's see, subtle roast, deep flavor spiked with hints of acidity. Okay, let's see what it said. Oh, gee whiz, I can never remember if these things are in my book or not. Roma, here it is, found it. Okay, full and balanced, essence of, I don't know, I can't read the last word. Oh well, it says notes, woody and cereal, profile intense. This is an intensity of 8. So let's get this going, because one thing about frothed almond milk is the longer you let it sit, the longer it's going to separate out into liquid and then froth above. Okay, so here we go, and push the button. Oh my gosh, I remember when my kids were little and we'd go someplace where there was an elevator, or, you know, the kind of traffic lights where you push the button to get it to change, and oh, there was a mad rush. I want to push the button. I want to. It's my turn. Whenever I say push the button, I think of that. It's so funny. Happy memories, which at the time were quite aggravating. But now they're fun to remember. So here is this lovely, what we have is a latte. Actually, look at all that foam sitting on top. We've got the liquid milk and the coffee. Some of it's coming down into the milk, and the froth. Let me taste this froth. Here, taste it at, well, here. Look at that. It's like whipped cream. Now, this is a very airy froth. It's not dense, okay? It's airy. And I would say that it's almost a little bit, you know, it's a nice froth. It looks great, but gee, I wish it was like thick. So listen, here's something I'm gonna do to make it more fun. Oh, how do I turn this around? Here we go. I've got these decorative baking sugars that I was showing you yesterday. Here, let's take the red ones, okay? So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit onto the froth. And let's see. Let me shake a little into my hand. Okay, let me turn this around and show you these. Ah, well, in picking up the phone, I ended up shutting off the live. So, here are the little sugar crystals. Whoop, there we go. So, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle them. There we go. Oh, that's so pretty. So you burn any kind of a coffee drink or a hot cocoa, or even, hey, you know, if your child doesn't want to drink milk, you can make a festive milk. You can either hot froth or cold froth in one of these kind of electric frothers. Put some sprinkles on top. Make it more appetizing. The appearance does matter. The appearance affects your expectations of what you're going to have. Okay. I can't taste the sweetness. That wasn't enough sugar crystals, but let me taste this. This is a very, to me, even though this is an intensity of 8, this is what I would call a mild, or not mild, but a medium kind of coffee. Oh, I just got one of those little sugar crystals on my tongue. Yum, a little burst of sweetness. Anyhow, so I hope that this gives you a little more information about milk frothing. You know, the best milk to froth, well, other than whole cow's milk, is oat milk. That just does the best job. And also, when you go to the market, you will see there are certain milks that say barista blend or something with barista on them, B-A-R-I-S-T-A. That's, you know, the person that makes the coffee in the coffee place, you know, that puts together your drinks. Those will be your best frothing coffees, milks. But this 30 calorie per cup almond milk sure does a good job. Have a great day.